Hi, everybody. Let me. I mean, it is kind of an amusing little tune, but it's a little bit loud. So let me turn it down just a bit. I'm in awe. I'm literally in awe. And I just cannot believe this Sebastian Rogers case. I don't know what these law enforcement people are doing. I honestly, I don't. Now, I was preparing for one video, and as I'm preparing to go live, a new part of the silly story unfolds. And I honestly feel like I need to address this new part first because it's just so completely unbelievable. I do not know what Sheriff Craddock, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I've never seen such level of incompetence. It's incredible, truly, absolutely incredible. Now, this is what I'm talking about. And again, this is not exactly going to match like what this video was supposed to be about, but I don't know how I don't really know how I can go on with the originally planned video. I don't know how I can do that without first addressing this mess. Let me get this off of my screen. I can't get it to stop. Stop. It should be gone, but it's not. Why? There we go. All right, there we go. So this is where we're going to start, folks. Bear with me. I'm irritated. Okay. If you can hear me okay, would you put a 1, please? Let me just make sure that we're good on sound. Hi, Miss Kay. Hey, Harley Ryder, good to see you. Radmila, good to see you. Welcome. Kimberly Myers, great to see you. Hi, Holly. Janine Simmons, wonderful to see you. So thank you guys for putting the 1. Hey, Marlena. Hi, Country Bumpkin. There used to be a song, Country Bumpkin. She said, hello, Country Bumpkin. How's the frost side of the pumpkin? I've seen some sights, but man, you're something. You remember that song? It's very old. Okay, now then. I feel like I just have to scrape my whole plan and go to this. Okay, now to give the background, and I'm sure that most of you already know this, but just so that we don't have any confusion, this is supposedly the green hoodie guy, the green hoodie dude, according to SF Investigates. This is the green hoodie dude that stood for 2 minutes waiting for Katie Proudfoot to come out of the Texas Roadhouse and attempt to get into her car. He, she, they, them came from the like where the shrubber, like the landscaping is, walked behind the white truck towards Katie's car, so across this long lane of traffic, towards Katie's car, and proceeded to stand there while she and Sebastian are in the Roadhouse. They're in there eating. She stands there for an hour, over 1 minute, 50 seconds, nearly 2 solid minutes. And then Katie comes out. Why? Now, originally, let me be very clear. If you go back to the title of this stream, it is, and I quote, Green Hoodie Dude or Chick. And why is that important in the missing Sebastian Rogers case? Well, here's the reason why it's important. Because SF investigates the new best friend and companion of Katie Proudfoot came out and told us all this was a big old fat nothing burger, that the interaction between Katie and the quotation marks green hoodie man is from SF Investigates and Katie Proudfoot. Okay. She's the one that came face to face with her. They said the interaction was seconds. 2, 3, 4 seconds. Seconds. That it was an elderly man. I mean, come on, people. I hate to be the only non-sheriff's deputy, investigator, detective, TBI agent to point this out. But since they seem incapable of it, I'll do it. According to Katie Proudfoot, who came face to face with the man, quotation marks, she informed her own personal private detective or private investigator, Steve Fisher Investigates, and they made the announcement to the true crime community that there was nothing to see here, that it was a very brief interaction, that the man, quotation marks, was elderly and was unstable on his feet, seemed a little unsure, and they just accidentally met up in between the two cars. That's what Katie Proudfoot put out officially. Officially. Now we get communication from Sheriff Craddock. Unforgivable. This is unforgivable. So the reason why this is so notable is that we are told by the woman who came face to face with Green Hoodie Dude that it was an elderly man. That's what we were told. It's an elderly man. And the interactions were but moments. Just nothing. Well, these photographs are still shots from the larger Texas Roadhouse video that we have not seen. That the entirety of the surveillance has not been released, but they did take these screenshots to show us, to give to us. I even heard one dumbass. You see this video on the right? I'm sorry, this photograph on the right here, where the hair looks kind of red because there's like light coming in back behind it. This dumbass creator said, "Oh, what's that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be Donald Trump?" I don't know what she's on, but things are going off the rails. No, it's not supposed to be Donald Trump. It is a screenshot, and back behind her is a light. And so that's why her hair looks like that. But if you were able to pay attention, you would already figure that out. You don't need someone like me to have to tell you it. You can do it all on your own. So apparently this woman, it's so clear that it's a woman. Like there's no doubt that this is a woman, people. Apparently she comes out of like where the landscaping is, where the property line between Texas Roadhouse and the next property, that she comes from that direction. It's all on camera. They have it. The sheriff's department has it. She comes out from behind the white truck. She walks across the large drive-through And then she goes in between Katie's car and the car beside them and proceeds to stand there for 2 minutes. Katie has not left the building. She and Sebastian are still inside finishing up their meal and getting ready to walk out when this woman comes across and gets in between their cars and just stands there. And when Katie approaches her car, Sebastian is first. He's walking in front of Katie, and he comes to a screeching halt. He stops in his tracks when he sees this person, and Katie sort of moves him out of the way, kind of puts her arm up like protective, and kind of directs him backwards to the other side of these like signs or something that are there. And at one point, Sebastian, he's watching this confrontation between his mother and green hoodie woman. SF investigates. What's the problem, dude? You're a dude. This is not a dude. What are you doing lying? And what's wrong with all of these people who are just saying, oh, well, SF Investigates says that it was an old man and there was nothing to see here, and we're going to believe everything they say. What's wrong? Why don't you just follow your own senses? Why don't you look at this and just believe what your eyes are telling you? This is the biggest group of sheeple I've ever seen. I don't understand this. And I don't understand the sheriff's department putting out a letter, and I'm going to read it in a minute, but putting out a letter, and everybody's just like, yeah, there we go, case closed. Sheriff Craddock, he told us he doesn't have anything to do with the discussion. They did an interview, and it doesn't have anything to do with Sebastian. That's not what really the problem is it? You're missing the whole point about the silly letter and the sheriff's department. You're missing the point. And I'll get there in a minute. So this is the picture of the green hoodie dudette. Okay? It's a woman. And for all intent purposes, it appears maybe she's either in disguise or she's trying to appear to be homeless, perhaps. Apparently her pants were dark blue, very dirty. So it's a bit curious. And there have been some who felt that she resembles some people, or the green hoodie dudette resembles someone in Katie's family. And I mean, there's the red hair factor, right? We all see the red hair factor. So it is very strange. Let me get to the next picture here. And the legs look really funny because this is like the top of Katie's car right here. It is really odd, really, really strange. And it's going to get stranger. Hold on. Where's the picture? There we go. So hard to believe. But it's so clear it's not a man. And I'm not putting photographs up to compare to another person, but those videos, those pictures are out there if you want to find them. But, you know, it's maybe, right? Like I wouldn't stake my reputation on it, but maybe there's some resemblance to a family member. And then I'm going to leave it at that. Now, here is the next thing I want to show. So stay with me. Hold, please. All right. So we have official communications, and oh my goodness, all of the virtue signalers, they're all doing the nanny nanny boo boo, nanny nanny boo boo. We were right, you were wrong. They're doing that little childhood little, you know, little poem song. But you don't even realize how foolish you're being as you say, we're right, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. You have no idea how foolish you're being. First of all, why would you completely ignore that Katie Proudfoot has yet again been caught in yet another lie by saying that the green hoodie is a dude? And not just any dude, but an elderly dude who seemed to be a little unsteady on his feet and weak and a bit disoriented. That's number one. You don't care? That is very strange. And it's about to get really stranger if you'll learn to use your own brain and not be led around by the nose by the likes of Sheriff Craddock. This is from Sumner County Sheriff's Office 47 minutes ago. It's probably now right at about an hour ago. We want to address the recent speculation surrounding the individual seen wearing a green hoodie near Texas Roadhouse in relation to the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers from Hendersonville, Tennessee. We understand the community's concern and the desire for answers in this case. Today, like as in December the 13th, 2024 today? Oh yeah. Today, detectives interviewed the person in question regarding their presence on the night of February the 25th, 2024. Oh, and you're going to love this next part. We can confirm that after a thorough discussion with this individual, there is no evidence linking them to Sebastian's disappearance. All of you guys that are feeling smug and so vindicated, I'm just going to point it out again as the only non-law enforcement or legal eagle in the mix. Just got to point this out. Why has it taken 10 months for this sheriff to conduct a thorough discussion with the person in question? Your head ought to be exploding. What the hell do you mean you didn't speak to him the first time you saw this Texas Roadhouse footage? You guys have been you've had this since the boy went missing. No question. Seth said that you guys showed him the video so he could see his son was alive and well on the night of February the 25th. You guys had this. You're the law enforcement people. You're supposed to be the detectives. What in God's name would make this sheriff's department just look the other way? What are they doing? And why do you guys think that this is so great? How much of a thorough discussion, how much of a thorough discussion could they have after 10 months? Excuse me, homeless person or mentally ill appearing person or person who just has poor personal hygiene, we would like to ask you, please think back in your cloudy, alcohol, foggy, fueled brain and tell us exactly what it was that you were doing the night of February the 25th, 2024, please. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't do anything. I was in my tent. I was in my tent talking to the little green men that dance around up on the roof of my tent. What does that mean, Sheriff Craddock, that you had a thorough discussion with this individual? Why did you call her an individual? Why didn't you do what everyone does naturally and use the pronouns? Why? Because you knew you would be revealing Katie Proudfoot and Steve Fisher Investigates as liars. And yet, you don't seem to give a damn. Why? This is just incredible. It's simply impossible that an entire sheriff's department is struggling with the idea, hey, maybe we should luminol the house. Maybe we should collect and preserve some evidence for a potential crime scene. Oh, yeah. And maybe we better find the green hoodie dude and do an interview. You only claim to do this once the people on YouTube start talking about it, start pointing these factors out. Why? Is there a cover-up, Sheriff Craddock? It would seem to a lot of independent thinkers out here that the sheriff's department has really done more to cover up what may have happened to Sebastian than to shine a light on what may have happened to Sebastian. At this point, Sheriff Craddock, your department and its failures have completely obliterated any potential evidence that may have been found in Sebastian's house, his last known location. Just like Kylie Rodney was found at her last known location, according to the pings of her phone. And guess who was there saying, no, 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 you don't have to search here. You don't have to search in this area. We've already looked. Kylie, her car is not here. SF Investigates and the town sheriff. No, 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 don't bother looking here for Kylie. We've already searched this place. And then the sleuths found the fire tower video that absolutely clearly showed Kylie Rodney's car driving right off into the water. Like you could see the headlights underneath the damn water. And yet SF Investigates and the sheriff stood there and said, no, 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 you guys don't need to dive here. There's another lake that you should go check. I think you should go check these other lakes. Don't worry about checking here. Our professional divers, our professional law enforcement, we already checked here. And thank God that this group said, no, we're going to check here because this is the last known location. And lo and behold, within minutes, golly, guess what? They found Kylie exactly where her phone said she would be. So those of you who are saying, oh, I need my smelling salts, don't question the great and wondrous Sheriff Craddock. Don't do that. Stop and think. They have had this video, the Texas Roadhouse video, they have had it since February the 26th, 2024. They have taken it out. They've shown it to Chris and Katie, and they've shown it to Seth. No telling how many times they've observed it themselves. And they're such great detectives. They're such wonderful, authentic investigators that they haven't interviewed what was the potentially second person to have last seen Sebastian. I said not long last week, I guess. I mean, I can see that I've given Sheriff Craddock and the Sumner County Sheriff's Department, I can see that I've given them way too much credit at this point, because I said, they have interviewed these workers. It's what I said on my last video. They have interviewed these workers, guy in the black cap, dude in the gold coat. They've already been interviewed about what it was that was happening between Katie and the green hoodie woman, even though Katie said it was a dude. I said the investigators have already gotten their statements, and one day we'll know what the commotion was about. And at this point now, I think I'm dead wrong. I think I'm dead wrong. I absolutely do not believe that Sumner County Sheriff's Department in any way, shape, form, or fashion interviewed anyone at Texas Roadhouse. I can't believe this, first of all, this note, this letter. And I can't believe the reaction of the true crime community saying, see, SF investigators said it wasn't related, and it's not. That's not the point, people. The point is they had the video for 10 months, and they're only just now, interviewing this person because a bunch of damn YouTubers started talking about it. What is happening in Tennessee? Where is the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at this point? In my opinion, Sumner County Sheriff's Office ought to be under investigation by TBI. This is incredible. Truly, this is incredible. We appreciate, listen to this crap. We appreciate the vigilance and cooperation. We're not supposed to be vigilant, Sheriff Craddock. You're supposed to do that. Your deputies are supposed to do that. We're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to be solving your crimes. We appreciate the vigilance and the cooperation from the public and all of those involved in the search for Sebastian. We encourage everyone to continue providing any pertinent information that could assist in this ongoing investigation. This is a joke. I can't even hardly read this. However, here we go. However, we also urge the community to approach social media rumors with caution. Be cautious of those YouTubers, because they seem to find witnesses that my deputies can't find. I'm in disbelief, truly disbelief. You know when the last time was I was in this much disbelief? Barry Morphew, when he was released from jail. You know why he was released from jail? Because of a corrupt idiot prosecutor. That's the only reason he's out. It's the only reason he walked. Because the prosecution's corruption and incompetence was at such a high level that the literal state of Colorado could not ignore it. She has since been disbarred. She literally, the district attorney literally has been disbarred because of the incompetence, the crazy way that she handled this case against Barry Morphew. This may be worse than Linda Stanley. What this department, the sheriff's department is doing, this might actually be worse than Linda Stanley. This is incredible. I had to read this 2 or 3 times saying, wait a minute, what do they mean they just interviewed this person? Like today? Why? I've been thinking that they would have interviewed them back in February or perhaps March. I've been sitting around going, oh yeah, they've interviewed the Texas Roadhouse employees. Yeah. No, they haven't. If I lived there, I would go up there and I would find Black Cap Dude and try to find out what the hell actually happened between those 2 cars. This is unforgivable. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We urge the community to approach social media rumors with caution, as misinformation can distract from the real efforts to find Sebastian. What real efforts would that be, Mr. Craddock? What real efforts? Because you have a person who was the second last to see Sebastian that day, and you guys have had 10 months. You didn't even know that she was on that recording. You didn't even find her when it was right in front of your damn nose. So why in the hell are you warning the public about not listening to the very people that found a potential witness that you and your investigators couldn't even see? How dare you? How dare you? This is a joke. The search for Sebastian Rogers remains our top priority. Oh, really? This is top priority? This is top priority? Really? Wow. And we will continue to pursue all leads. The person standing at Katie's car for 2 minutes before she ever comes out of the building that scares Sebastian, that Katie has what looks to be a confrontation, however brief. You believe that you are pursuing all leads. I mean, we're back in Delphi. We're back in Delphi, Indiana. It's just unbelievable. This letter my blood is boiling. We ask for continued support. No continued support. No, you have proven that you are not investigating, and I don't know if it's by design or it's lack of knowledge. Maybe you guys don't know what you're supposed to be doing. I don't know. I can't even understand how this person would not have been interviewed. This is so crazy. And I don't believe the search for Sebastian is your top priority. I don't at this point. I did a few days ago. I'm done. No, there's nothing about this investigation that you have inspired confidence, not from day one. You let Christopher Proudfoot get in his truck and drive away for how many hours? We will continue to pursue all leads. No, you know what you'll do? You'll continue to sit on your ass, wait for some YouTuber to find another lead, and then you'll go and cover that lead up. We ask for continued support and patience from the community as we work together to bring Sebastian home. Sure, Sheriff Craddock. Yep. Absolutely incredible. And it's on, letterhead. Oh, for immediate release. We did something. We conducted an interview today. We want the world to know. Stop. Just stop. This is so crazy. It's so hard to believe, really. All the confusion, the changing stories about the dogs, whether they found a scent, whether they didn't find a scent. Christopher Proudfoot just lying with complete hubris, just bald-faced lies on camera to Nancy Grace and whomever else. And I said at the time, where does this come from? Where does this amount of confidence when you are publicly proclaiming your lies? Who's making you this confident? Who's giving you this sense of confidence? It's just so difficult to understand. I'm blown away by this. I really. Okay. That's the only thing. This one computer, it is touchscreen, which I love, but boy, it is touchy. All right, so I'm gonna try to make it as big as I can. Make sure you guys can see that. Miss K says, no, Craddock is trying to shut it down by saying they had discussions. Question is, was it a formal interview or a discussion over a phone? Oh, Miss K, I absolutely agree with you. I think at this point, we should not assume anything. The fact that it has been 10 months and they didn't interview this person, it's just so hard to believe. And the fact that Katie and SF Investigates come out and they say it's an elderly man, and now we can see it is clearly a woman. Where does their confidence come from to mislead? Where's it come from? It's I don't even know what to think. I really don't know how to say this. I don't believe Sumner County Sheriff's Office interviewed anyone. Maybe at Castle. I'm telling you, I have lost all faith now. After reading that letter, they just interviewed them today? Why is this man, the sheriff, why is he instructing people to not listen to the online sleuthing people, YouTubers or whatever? Why is he saying, don't listen to them, don't pay attention to them, they're going to mislead you, they're going to mess up the investigation? Why is he telling you in the exact same letter where he's saying, oh, we thank you for your diligence and your vigilance, and we have conducted a thorough discussion with the person in question, and we have determined that they are not a part of Sebastian's disappearance? You're like, wait a minute. You're thanking these sleuths for the tip. You're thanking them for showing you what you have had for 10 months. And then you say, don't listen to the YouTubers? And no one else is calling this out as bullshit? What does that letter even mean, y'all? How can you, on one hand, say we're grateful for this information, we've identified this person, we've spoken to them, and all is well, Thank you so much for working so hard to try to find Sebastian. And I don't want you guys to listen to the sleuthers anymore. Now, it's true, they uncovered information that we weren't able to, but our detectives are old and their eyes are failing and they can't look at a damn video. But we did get some real investigators who did find the person on the video, who did take screenshots and clean them up enough that you could identify who the person was. And now today, 10 months later, we finally interviewed her only to find out she had nothing to do with it. Oh, and the people that found her, please don't listen to them because they're going to mess up our investigation. No, they're going to mess up your investigation cover up. In my opinion, allegedly, wild speculation. And I'm angry, y'all. I'm angry because Sebastian deserves better than this. Any missing kid that had to spend one night in the same house with Christopher Proudfoot deserves better than this shit. Man, I am so angry. All right. Pay attention, watch. I've got this zoomed in as closely as I can possibly get it. And I want you to watch up here, Katie's car. It's actually not her car. I don't know whose car it is, but maybe it's Kathy Bowersock's car. But there is a handicap placard hanging from the rearview mirror. And so she can legally park in a handicap parking space, even though she's not handicapped. And Sebastian's not handicapped. So why is she parking there? I mean, can we kind of look at this for a second, please? Look at the area, like where Sebastian got into the car. I mean, that is a lot of room, isn't it? I mean, it's almost like Katie is living a delusional life saying, I'm royalty. I will park in a completely full parking lot. I shall park right up next to the door because I'm entitled. What makes her entitled? Someone else's placard. In her mind, because there's a placard there, she is going to take full advantage of like curbside parking right by the door, and she's gonna feel special. Now, what happens if there's someone who's trying to go into a birthday party, or they're trying to go on a date, or they're trying to have their weekly night out with a nice steak, and they have to be in a wheelchair? So they're driving around the parking lot trying to find a parking spot that will allow them to park and unload their wheelchair or their scooter so that they can go into Texas Roadhouse and be a part of the community, to attend the birthday party with the rest of the family, or to go on the date and not be late, or to go in and just have a nice steak and load up on protein for the week. How easy is it going to be for them to find a spot when people like Katie Proudfoot and her entitlement just commit fraud, basically? This is fraudulent. Yes, Katie, the car has a placard, but it's not your placard. You are not in a wheelchair, and none of your passengers are in a wheelchair. So where is your conscience not to take up that space? Where is that feeling inside of social responsibility that there are other people that need those spaces for a reason, Katie? None of the virtue signalers have called this out. Oh, poor Katie. They're all just picking on her and being so mean. Nobody's picking on her being mean. People are pointing out facts. It is a fact that she said that the green hoodie dude was a dude. That's fact. Nobody's being mean to her. She said it. It's also a fact that she took up a handicap parking space with a fraudulent placard. Nobody cares. I heard the glarer lose his mind one night, screaming and yelling and name calling. I mean, the likes which I had never heard before. Why? Because someone parked in a handicap parking spot. Where is his indignation? It's just games. I just want to talk to people who are thinking their way through this, who are being logical and they're being factual. That's all. That's it. I just want to deal with reality. And the reality is the parking lot is completely full. You can see the inside of the restaurant. There's not an empty table anywhere in that place. And she takes up a handicapped parking spot rather than waiting for a regular spot to open up. And here's a fun fact, Katie. There are many more regular parking spots than there are handicapped parking spots. But you didn't give it one thought. You didn't hesitate. That was your right. You're special. You're entitled. You had the little blue sign. Not giving not one thought to people that really did require that space. They really needed that. You didn't stop for a moment. All you thought was that low level of moral development. Well, I won't get in trouble today because today I have Kathy's handicap placard. That's the only thing that stops you from doing wrong. That's the only thing that stops you from breaking rules is whether or not you're going to get caught. I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm not going to do that. Do you know that is the morality, the moral problem solving of a 5-year-old? But you guys don't call it out. Don't say a word. Overlook it. Pretend like it's perfectly okay. Well, she does have a handicap sticker, but it's not hers. All right. So pay attention. Look around like where the handicap placard is, and then look just to the right and up. So you're going to be looking like between the two cars where that window sidebar is. And you will be able to see that the dudette is already standing there and they haven't even come out of the building yet. Okay, start watching. Okay, right there. That's where the movement starts. And it starts right. How can I describe this? So where the handicap placard is, look right across the top of the steering wheel, and then you're going to see like a little white dot. Let me go back and watch it again. You'll see the movement. Keep your eye on that spot. See the movement? See it? See it? Keep watching. See? There it is. Now they're actually coming forward, so they're coming out from behind the car. If you see what I'm talking about, put a 1. Miss K says she sees it. Thank you. Hey, Marion. Oh, I'm sorry, DB. I mean, this is how YouTube has gotten. It's gotten real bad about notifications and such. Thank you, guys. Okay, so we see it, and I know I'm being painfully slow on this, so please don't get frustrated. But we can definitely see the person is there. It's 18:23:54. She's already been moving around, and in a minute we're going to get Sebastian and Katie walking out. The person is there, y'all. The person is there for 2 minutes before Katie ever comes out, according to that have the full video. All right, so there is Sebastian and Katie. Sebastian is like right behind the stone or brick column, and Katie is to the right of the guy with the gold coat. Yeah? All right. And, the green hoodie dudette, she's still over there moving around. You can see her moving around. She sees them coming. They clearly know each other, folks. They do. Now, the next thing I want you to pay attention to, I want you to watch Sebastian. And if you look at the numbers, it's 2024-02-25. Okay, the 02, there is this signage, this post there. And then right beside the post is, I don't know what that is. It's like some kind of, I guess maybe it's maybe you can put up like a gate or a fence or something. It looks like some kind of metal thing. Anyway, it kind of works to form a barrier. Okay. So when when Sebastian comes out, he looks like he's going to go down in front of the signage and that metal thing. He stops, like he's in shock. He stops. You'll see Katie direct him backwards to go to the back of that. So instead of going like towards the 24, he's going to go backwards where the 25 is. But there's a moment here of recognition. They were both alarmed. And in fact, I sort of get the feeling watching this that as Katie approaches Green Hoodie Woman, she seems to me maybe mad. Maybe mad's not the right word. Maybe aggressive, perhaps. So watch closely how he stops himself. He abruptly kind of noticing, hey, something's wrong. Happily walking, and then whoop, 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 whoop. He even turns like backwards, like toward Katie, almost like, what the hell's going on? So there's no doubt there's something happening here that he recognizes, and he's quite a bit away from the car. Walking with confidence, and then all of a sudden catches himself and says, nope, nope, nope. Now, you see her arm across his chest? She is guiding him away from the car. She's guiding him to go back up toward the building. That's crazy, y'all. That sheriff's department is crazy. Watch. Now, keep your eye on Sebastian to watch how wary he is. Look at him. He's even walking like toward the guy in the gold coat. And he actually almost comes to a complete stop once he gets like the car is in between him and the green hoodie woman. He almost kind of stops. He doesn't stop, but he gets on that left foot and kind of hovers there. Like he's really watching to see what in the world is this about. And we're going to see, and I'm not going to scroll down to where you can see it because we've all seen it 100 times. This is about the time that the guy in the black cap and this guy in the gold jacket, that they both turn around and watch. I mean, they watch for a while. He's like going into the building, but he stops and stands there to keep an eye. Some bozo out there is saying, oh no, it's because somebody said, I'm here for my food. That's just silly. I don't even want to even point out or explain why that's silly, but that's not how it works. It's wrong. No, there's definitely something interesting that is happening here. And I don't believe that Sheriff Craddock and his merry men have gone up to Texas Roadhouse to interview these two guys. I don't think they have. I've lost all faith in them. Keep an eye on Sebastian. Look at him. Look, see? He almost completely stops. He's frightened. He's scared. And Katie is being protective. Katie is approaching the danger. She moved her child back out of the way, and now she is approaching danger with confidence. I mean, and she, to be fair, she's supposed to be a black belt, I think. She was in the Navy. I mean, I do not think she's a wilting flower. You know what I mean? I think she's capable and competent in terms of being able to protect herself. But I think it is super notable that she absolutely appears to take a really protective stance with Sebastian. This matters. Watch again. He sees it, goes, wait a minute, Mom. What's this? She directs him away from the car. And then he's scared. But man, look at her. She just marches right up to him without hesitating. Watch her. It's almost like she's like, what are you doing here? Why are you messing with us? What's wrong with you? And the woman is not running away. She's standing right there. It is so incredible. I just don't get it. And right there, this is where Sebastian has come to a stop. And the hoodie person is actually taking steps toward Katie. That's really amazing. See him? And Sebastian's still standing there like, what's happening? And Katie just like really with confidence moves forward, kind of pushes the guy back, the woman. And then it gets to where you can't really see them. Occasionally you can see a little bit of movement, But look at this. Look at the black cap dude, the gold coat dude. They both turn to watch this at the same exact time, which tells me there was some escalation. Maybe this volume went up. Maybe someone's cussing. I don't know. But both of them at the same time pull their heads up to look and then keep standing there staring along with Sebastian. Look, it's not an accident. It's not coincident that they both jerk their heads up and look at the same time. There was obviously a stimulus that their body responded to. And it wasn't someone driving up saying, "Hey, I'm here for my food." When is the last time you've seen anyone behave like that when they pull up to get their food? You don't pull up and yell out your window. You dial the number and put your location in. Nobody drives up and says, I ordered a ribeye, please. I mean, you people that make these things up, it's so odd. Just deal in the facts. Just look at the reality of what's happening on this video. The employee doesn't even go in the building. He continues to stand there and watch as if to say, is there a problem here? Is there going to be trouble? Do I need to call the police? And then this is the other thing that I find so fascinating. The green hoodie woman, she seems almost to be stimming. And that's weird, right? I know it's weird. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. But it's like in this moment, as she's coming out from between the two cars, she looks like maybe there's a little bit of flapping, right? Maybe a little. But then by the time she steps over, she gets up on the sidewalk and she walks toward the door, everything normalizes and she doesn't look like an old man who's unsteady. She looks like a fairly young person, maybe 40 something, who's in control of her body. There's also a little bit of toe walking. And given the fact that Sebastian has autism, this is very interesting to me. If this person is in fact doing some stimming and there's some toe walking, it's a question, right? Is this a family member? I don't know. But, or maybe this is someone affiliated with a residential facility for adults with autism. But it has to be more than coincidence if that's the case. But watch what I mean when I say it looks like stimming. Right there. See it? Both hands going up and down at the same time. And then they cut away to try to give you a close-up. Hold on. Hold, please. All right, now watch again. Hands pumping. And then there's that toe walking. See the toe walking right there? And walking really fast, right? I mean, it's not tiptoe, tiptoe. Watch the hands. Both hands pumping at the same time. Watch. Right there. Sure looks like stimming. And there's some toe walking. Right there. Some toe walking starts. So, Also, there is some, you can go over to the channel Evil Exists. There is some curious activity with the cars in the parking lot. Oh, I think Mob Crew also did a video on the cars. So you see this car parked behind Katie. And so the minute that, they get in their car, the black car drives away, and I don't know actually if this video has it in it or not. Hold on, let's see. It looks like it turns around and comes back the other direction. No, they didn't let it run that far. But you can go over to Mob Crew. You can go over to Mob Crew, and he did a whole video on the cars. Now, I'm sure that Sheriff Craddock has fully investigated the cars. Aren't you? No, I'm not either. I'm just being facetious. I was going to say, maybe we are going to get to see the other car. We'll see if they... There it is right there. So it kind of looks like the car may have been circling. Now see, it turned around and went back the other direction. I think that I think the fact that the sheriff's department has had this for 10 months, and it's only after another group of private investigators identify the green hoodie woman. It's only after a bunch of YouTubers start talking about the green hoodie woman that the sheriff decides, oh, well, okay, we'll go interview her. Nothing to see here, guys. We had a thorough discussion. 10 months later, the poor lady looks like she may not be very well. What'd you say? Hey, we want to know what you did in February. Do you remember that? Uh-huh. Is that what your thorough discussion looked like? Did you put her on a polygraph? Did you verify her story with those people in her life? Did you look for camera? Oh, I'm sorry. It's been 10 months. You can't get any more camera footage, can you, Sheriff? And, frankly, at this point, these other YouTubers that are so excited because the sheriff put out a letter saying that this person had nothing to do with it. Why? Why, Sheriff? Because SF Investigates told you? Is that what you're doing? You're letting SF Investigates tell you, the sheriff, what's important and what's not important? This is a travesty. I saw that, Castle. Yeah. The person is literally wearing socks with sandals, which is crazy, right? But that's okay. You guys take comfort. Old Sheriff Craddock is on the case, just like Linda Stanley was on the case. It's just so hard to... It's terrible. You want to support your law enforcement. You want to believe them. But how do you with something like this? How do you? And don't forget, this is the same sheriff's department. They did not secure not one piece of evidence from the Proudfoot home. not one. And there was an open CPS investigation from January 2024 where Sebastian had been choked. And the sheriff has not done anything. It's just unbelievable. I mean, Alessia, it's a terrible thing to say, but after reading that letter tonight, I think you may be right. I never would have expected. I can't believe that they came out and said, "Oh, we did a full, thorough discussion with her, and she is not involved." Oh my God. Why? What'd you say? I'm sorry. Did you kidnap Sebastian Rogers? No, Sheriff, I didn't kidnap Sebastian. I'm a good girl and I would never hurt a child. Thank you so much for your cooperation. We sure appreciate this thorough and honest response. Is that what it looked like, Sheriff Craddock? So sickening. It's so sickening to realize what is happening here. It's sickening. T, please. How are you doing? Hey, Julie. Katie's car is Chris's mom's old car. Oh, my God. Angel. I just can't with this just so disheartening. Did the sheriff ask Katie Proudfoot why she claimed this person was a man? Well, Ginger Girl, we don't know the answer to that, but I can guess. And I'm willing to guess that he did not ask Katie why she lied at all. Hey, Katie, why did you tell us that Sebastian left the house, walked out? All of his shoes are right here. Oh, well, he outgrew all his shoes, and I was just about to start replacing them. Oh, my God. What fun fact. I made pancakes. Your kid is literally missing, and you're sitting there like some airheaded sorority girl. Fun fact. I made pancakes. What? You know, sometimes, I'm going to tell you the truth. Sometimes I feel like we are being punked. Sometimes I feel like this is not a real case, that Sebastian was never kidnapped or ran away. And this is all just some weird, like, social exercise experiment. Fun fact, Julie. My autistic child has gone missing. Isn't that fun? Wow, stop. At least pretend like you're worried. Oh my gosh. I don't know. And now you've got this crazy rumor floating around that Sebastian is alive and well and living his life with an alternative identity. That they bought a new passport, they bought new papers, birth certificate, and now he's been registered at some residential school under a different name. That they're literally saying this. I can't even consider that possibility. That's silly. The reason why it's silly is the people at the school, they're going to see his picture. And they're going to see his picture and they're going to say, no, that's not Sebastian Rogers. That's David Miller. We have the kid that looks like that, but his name is David Miller. It's not Sebastian Rogers. Yes. And how about fun fact, because a mom cooked breakfast? Wow. I also thought it was very strange comment when she said, I told him to go to bed. What did she say next, Julie? I told him to go to bed, and he did. That was that was a very odd moment too. Very strange moment as well. The whole day was the biggest farewell party thrown for Sebastian, from the time they wake in the morning until whatever happened. I mean, I can't argue with that, Harley. It looks like that to me. And Kimberly, we're totally living in the twilight zone. Now we have, what is it? Drones hanging around the, coast of New Jersey. We are living in some very strange times, truly. Listen to this. This is so amazing. Did you know that the Biden administration is auctioning off right now? They started last week. They are auctioning off the unused materials that were made for the border fence. The one that Trump said, build that wall, right? And they had all that unused supply, metal panels and all that. And it's been sitting out in the desert because the Biden administration said, we're not going to build this wall, blah, blah, blah. It's just been sitting out there for 4 years. Nobody's done anything. And last week, they began auctioning off the materials. The Border Patrol says that they're selling, I think they said, a mile a day. These are supplies, but let me say it this way. Your tax money has already purchased this. This is iron, like fencing, walls. You have already bought it. Your tax money bought it 8 years ago. Let that sink in. It has sat out in the desert for 4 years, untouched, no one bothering anything. And last week, the administration began auctioning it off, and it is being sold off every day, more and more gone. And it was actually the Border Patrol that alerted the Trump administration and the FBI. Why? Why would they do that? And what will they do with the money? Like, are they going to take that money and say, here, put this back into the public fund? You know damn well they're not. You know damn well that's going to go to some payoff for somebody's friends. Oh, it's just, I'm telling you, I am disillusioned. China buying up all our farmland, and Sarah Huckabee did a monumental thing. She came out maybe a month ago, perhaps. And she said it was now illegal in Arkansas for China to own any land. And she took back the land that China had owned. That incidentally was right outside of a big Air Force base. But she took it back and made it a part of the Public Lands Trust and told China to keep walking. That they weren't going to put their hands on not another piece of Arkansas farmland. So I thought that was great. Really, really great. I saw one of the drones crashed in someone's backyard, really. Angel, did you see the drone that went into the engine of the airplane? And they said, we think that it is a bird. But then when you really slow it down, you can get a photograph of it and you can see the front of the drone and actually see like the sensors on the drone. I got a couple of pictures. I'll put them up on my discussion on my community page. Okay. It is unconstitutional to begin with for foreign countries to buy our land. 100% agree, Alessia, but there's a bunch of people that forgot all about the United States Constitution and they're doing it anyway. Yes, KCP is watching this right now. They watch everything. And Castle says, "Hey, Katie and Christopher, where is Sebastian?" I'd like to know what you did to Sebastian. I mean, if we knew what you did to Sebastian, we could probably fill in the blanks. I think someone else should take over this case because the law enforcement, the judges, and the attorneys in Tennessee have a tight connection with the Proudfoots, Proud Feet, and the Dirty Soxes, and it's not fair they're covering up for them. 5D, there's been a lot of people that think that same thing that you do. Has there been an established connection with law enforcement? Like, is there real evidence that one of these families may truly actually be connected? And I'll tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe there's some political donations. A small town, there's not very many, wealthy people that could make sizable donations. Is that what's got this thing all messed up? Is Bower Sox, do they make big donations to local politicians like the sheriff? It's a question, right? Can I drop a question about something I've been researching? Sure, Julie. I mean, I don't know if I have an answer, but maybe somebody else in the channel does. Hey, Queen of Hearts. What child could have a whole dinner, including pictures, with their mom and not smile at all? Thank you for noticing that, Queen of Hearts. I kept waiting for even the smallest little smile, some little level of interest, right? And she is very cut off from him. He seems alone. You get that feeling he's used to not really being engaged. I hope the FBI kicks it up a notch. I do too, Island, but I'm just so disheartened. I am. I'm just really, really disheartened at this point. Pretty Bird, how are you? Maybe a human sacrifice. Crazy days. Sacrifice a chicken to Moloch. No, I didn't see that with the plane. Yes, I got pictures, but I'll put them up on my discussion board, okay? All right. It just pictures I was able to get off of the video, cleaned it up a little bit. If KP and CP are watching, Christopher Proudfoot, you're not going to get number 6 if you don't bring Sebastian home. Do you really want to spend the rest of your life with Katie? Well, Harley, it does seem that Katie Proudfoot and Steve Fisher are really palling around quite a bit. So, is Christopher back in the family home now that Sebastian's gone? I mean, inquiring minds want to know. Some people said that the Proud Feet had migrated to Louisiana, les bon temps de rouler. So are they letting the good times roll in Lafayette? I don't know. But that was a little bit of the gossip. Gossip. FBI is still not the lead. Go figure. Yeah, especially Castle, when you consider how much attention did Christopher and Katie Proudfoot bring to their location in Mississippi. And if the cops really wanted to, they could say, hey, we may have a kidnapping across state lines, which naturally opens up the door for the FBI to take over the investigation. But have they done that? No, not a bit, because Sheriff Craddock is doing such a bang-up good job on this. Bower Sox's ex-wife is Greta. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't typically look at the extended family and stuff but look, truth is, my brother could commit the worst crime on the planet and I would never know because, It's like I don't even have a brother. So he does whatever he wants to do. I don't know what it is. So it'd be weird if, somebody started saying, oh, he committed a crime and look at all the people Jules knows. It wouldn't make any difference. We don't have any relationship. So CP won't move to Canada. Can't have firearms there. Yeah, it's a man and his guns, right, Alessia? He's a trip. He is. FBI's busy covering their butts for the political shenanigans. And I'm blown away by them auctioning off the wall. Just crazy. I heard they moved to Gallatin. I don't know, but that's not really very far from Hendersonville, is it? Like 10, 15 miles maybe? He's just like old Bear. Well, Alessia, I will say this. Christopher Proudfoot has not blamed God yet. There's still time, okay? But so far, that honor belongs to old Barry Morphew. That's right. Oh, Suzanne ended up in a field in Saguache County filled with berries bam. And it was because God was so disappointed that she had an affair. So, Barry, you putz. You're a pud knocker, Barry Morphew. Weak, buddy. What? No guns in Canada. I think there's guns. Don't they hunt in Canada? I think Lafayette, Angel. I mean, the picture looks like Lafayette. I mean, maybe it's not, but Mystic Firefly. How are you, my friend? Here's Mystic Firefly has a theme song. Uh-oh, it's not. There's her theme music. Exactly, SD. I read the letter. Yeah, you noted the thorough discussion, not a thorough investigation, a thorough discussion, and determined that she in no way was involved with the Sebastian Rogers boy missing. And yet, we don't get it. He can't collect evidence at all about the last known location that Sebastian was in, which is the home of Christopher Proudfoot. A little crazy. Not sure if they lived there, but it was in staff. Maybe. It's a happy little song, Mystic Firefly. I'll play my kind of music. It's a good one. It's like old school's 90s rock. Enough of that foolishness. Okay, people. Well, it is 11:30 and I hate to go to sleep, but I need to. Drama over there. She shut it down supposedly to restart a different one. Who shut what down? Brown eye. Brown eyed girl. You. Where did they shut things down? Do you remember when you used to sing la 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 la? Discussion. Notice they didn't use the term investigation. Right. Very suspicious, right, Trishy? Something bad is going on. Bobby is dirty, in my opinion. Maritza, I will not argue with you. Skip to Malou. Oh, are they having drama? Oh, I feel so sorry for her. I wouldn't engage. I would not engage. At this point, I would just let those crazy people say what they want to say, and then I would just do my channel. Because the truth is, Brittany's channel is far more successful than their channels. She's winning. She's winning. I'm telling you. Oh, you too, Mystic? Yeah. I have a busy day tomorrow. So I got to go to bed, or I would stay up until 3 in the morning, but I can't tonight. I had to walk away tonight. It's really starting to be a bit too much. I wish you would just ignore them. Harley, I'm with you. I know. But also I've been in her shoes. I did have a crazy person who just talked about me every single live. Like it got so weird and so strange. They literally stalked me to my job. Like someone waited for me to leave my house and they followed me to where I work. It was weird. So I get how she's feeling, and I get that there's a need to sort of protect yourself and stand up for yourself. But really, it doesn't stop them. In some ways, I think it gives them the attention that they're hoping for, you know? And even if I was going to respond, I would not say their channel names. Because when there's drama and then you say the person that you're fighting with, then everybody runs over to that channel to listen to that side of the story. Don't give their channel names. Don't let them get the views. But really, I just wouldn't say anything. I would just delete and block and keep talking and never stop talking. I would stay on task. It is sad, Ash Cash, because she is sweet. She's a nice person. I agree with you. Does a wonderful job. They love attacking everyone who is speaking about finding answers about the Rogers. They will reap what they sow. Absolutely agree, SD or 5D. And to be truthful, one of them has, her channel is tanking in a huge way. And I think maybe that has a lot to do with why she's being so vicious. I think it's just good old fashioned jealousy. She sees Brittany's channel growing by leaps and bounds. Everybody loves her content. Everybody waits every night to go up there and be a part of it. And no one is going to listen to the other person now. She's blown her channel up. So the whole thing's tragic and sad, and it's a better idea for channel creators to get along with each other and be friends. Much better idea. I absolutely cannot stand the haters. She shines so much brighter. Totally agree, Trishy. Absolutely. And the way they describe her, it isn't at all accurate. Like when I was hearing things about her, I was like, oh my God, this must be a horrible person. And then you go over there and night after night, she's just giving good content. She's like an aggregator. She goes around and collects different stories and then puts all the different news together to tell her story, to make her point. It's good. It's good stuff. People love it. People want to go watch her. And the other the bullies that are coming after her, nobody wants to go watch their channels because it's nasty, it's negative, and it is zero charisma. Oh, thank you. It is out of hand. Absolutely, Harley. And the weird doxing of a child's bus stop, that just I don't know how much better clue you need who the crazy bunch are to go after where a kid gets dropped off for their bus. You are one sick puppy. That is the truth. For sure, Justin got it right. Look how much he has grown. Yeah, Anna, absolutely agree. You just keep your head down, focus on your content, and don't be distracted by the people that are jealous. Yep. Agree, Kimberly Myers. Yes, ma'am. It's soul crushing. It's obscene even sometimes. It's it's not real. It doesn't have any this bizarre. One of the things I heard him say was something like that one of the kids said, "Mom, you're snoring. You got to stay awake." No, that is not what was said. And there's no way she was sleeping because she was talking. And yet they say what they want to say. Their listeners go, "Yeah, that's right," without actually being honest. And then it turns into a thing. And I just wouldn't engage with it. I wouldn't fight back. I wouldn't justify their crap by answering to it. I just do my content. Just do my channel. That's what they're jealous about. They're trying to pull you away from making good content. They're trying to interrupt the momentum of your channel. And right now you're winning. So I wouldn't respond to them. Thank you, Reality Wins. You are a sweetheart. I pay zero attention to Alessia. I can't even stand to listen in. I'm glad you do lives this time, so we have somewhere intelligent to listen to. Thank you, Mystic Firefly. It's actually not very often that I do a live this late, but there have been some changes in my schedule recently, the past week or so, and so I have been able to do a few of these, and hopefully this next week I'll continue to be able to do some videos. I've really enjoyed it. This is the way I used to do it. What was it, 4 years ago? And I do enjoy it very much, but sometimes I have to just take the time that I can find during the day. So, Ash. Yeah, we're all venting, Castle. We're all mad about it's just like I said, I feel like I'm being punked, that Sebastian is safe and he was never missing, and it's just all some kind of social experiment, maybe, because it's strange. The way law enforcement is responding is odd. The family's odd. It's just the whole thing is just off. There's something wrong. It's a perfect time for me on the West Coast. Yeah, you live in God's country, don't you? Their entire channels revolve around lies and bashing and hate. That is all they have for content. Their channels are all going to crash and burn. I'm not going to argue, and one of them is crashing and burning, considering where she came from. So, and most of them seem to have a history of always like targeting someone. I mean, to me, it's more like a drama channel than true crime. But I don't know. But just don't respond. Just don't talk about it. Just do your content. Don't let yourself be distracted. Would be my advice. Okay, folks, I got to go to bed before 12 o'clock. It's going to be a long day tomorrow. Megan, I heard somebody say she ended it to restart it. I think maybe to do a different topic or something. They always side with the guilty parent. It does seem like there's a certain group that do that. And I think that's interesting because they didn't side with Charlie Adelson. And I happen to believe that Charlie Adelson is an actual innocent guy. And so I'm really eagerly waiting for his appeal. And I hope he gets a new trial. That's what I hope. All right, everybody. Thank you, Julie. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Okay, everybody. I do have to go to bed because I do have a long day tomorrow. But probably Sunday evening, I'll probably be able to go live and do some kind of little something. And we'll just continue to watch. I will tell you this: I've been keeping an eye on the Chestnut Ridge Refuge or refuse about the body that was found there. And there's absolutely zero information. I mean, they are keeping it quiet. So just if you guys will help me watch for that and just kind of keep an eye out if we get any kind of update or any kind of news. There is one person that reached out to me. She is from a little town that is just a few miles from this place. And so she talked to me a little bit about some of the like local news, but that they're not getting any information either. That all they've heard is it's with the medical examiner, and the only people that will be communicating will be the sheriff's office. And she felt like that was a little odd. She felt like that wasn't typical. They had what did she tell me? They had a missing person, I believe a fisherman in 2023. And they found his body, and they did say, we've identified we've located a body, a male, in middle-aged male or something like that. And it turned out to be the fisherman that they were looking for. So I think it's so interesting that they're not saying anything, and there's no missing people, like newly missing people that maybe they felt like would match the description. So it's pretty interesting. So kind of keep an eye out on that in the news and on Facebook, and we'll see what happens. Well, Alessia, months ago, when everybody was focusing on the Yogi Bear campground in Mississippi, that seemed really strange to me. Their behavior, leaving the house like that, not thinking about, well, what if Sebastian returns home and you guys are not around? The whole thing seemed really strange, and they parked like right on the front space, like they were trying to attract attention. And I said then, don't look in Mississippi because Sebastian's not there. If I were you, I would go the exact opposite direction, and I would head toward the east, due east. And lo and behold, that's where the body was found the other day. So we'll see. Chances are it won't be him. But if it does turn out to be him, I'm going to be blown away. Going to be shocked. So, all right, everybody. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for coming and letting me vent, because I was definitely venting today. And I'm going to end this with asking the same question. Where does this hubris come from with Katie and Christopher Proudfoot and SF Investigates? Why are they so confident in their lies? Why aren't they concerned about lying to Nancy Grace? It's amazing, actually. I've never seen anything like it. I hope you guys sleep well tonight. I'll see you over at Brittany's.